Welcome to the vlog again. I'm back down on a Gynn. The sun's setting, it's choppy, it's quite windy, and we're going to see whether we can catch something. Like the last time we were out, it's just for a bit of fun, just to enjoy myself, and hopefully, you never know, might even get a bass. It's quite choppy though. It is quite windy, it's very windy in fact. Now it's starting to break over the sandbank just in front of me. I've got one rig set up on a loop rig, but I'm fishing crab on the bottom, a soft crab, and I'm fishing blow lug above that. I'm just going to give it another 15 minutes yet, just to let the water flood in a little bit more. I'm not fishing one that far out. The one that's not fishing far out, that's going to be on a three hook flapper, which has just got there. 1 0 hooks, 3 hook flappers, about a foot hook link on each side, snoods, and that's going to fish quite local in, quite close in. The sun's just starting to set, as you can see now. Love it, I love it. Now, I don't know what I'm going to get today or tonight, but it's always worth giving it a go, isn't it? It's always worth giving it a go. Right, now I need to sort my camera out so you can see me, so you got a bit of light on the subject. So I'll just switch this light on now, and then hopefully you should see us. Is that a bit better? No, it's not. Bit more light. Shine it on the ginger guy. There we go. Now I've got this little mic as well I'm using now as well, hopefully, because it's very windy, it might be better so you can hear me. I've also got a new light that I got from a company who makes fishing lights in China. I'm going to be trying that tonight for the first time fishing. Now I've used it around about working on the car, in the garden at night time, setting things up for barbecues and that kind of thing. But now I'm going to start using it for fishing. I think it's called Flexfield or Flaxfield, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'll put the website downstairs. Now the reason why I put mistakes in my videos like that as well is because it makes people research it and correct me in the comments box. Anyway, don't forget, like and subscribe, hit that bell icon over on that side right down there if you like these kind of videos, and it's really good to see you again, and hopefully we can catch something as the sun is setting. It's looking bang on. Try and catch a nice fish. You never know, you might even get to see me feeding Mr. Seagulls. Who knows? Anyway, I don't see any weed as of yet. It's very choppy though, it is very choppy, it's quite windy, so time will tell, eh? Time will tell. Let's get the first rods out anyway. Let's get the first rods out. Oh, love it. Right, both float rods are out now. Loving it. Now this is the light on my head here. It's called Flex Tail. It's quite a good little light really. Click it twice. Comes on. Different beams. It's quite a good light to be fair. So it's not dark enough yet to use it, so what we're going to do is going to save the batteries until later. I don't know if you can see me there or not. Let's just see if we can adjust this a little bit. There we go. You can see me a lot better now. Yeah, this is the light on my head here now. Flex Tail, I can't pronounce it, I don't know. But it's a good little light anyway. I'll put all the specs down in the comment, the link to the website. I've got loads of head torches. Literally have loads. But at the end of the day, It's about catching fish, not just showing off head torches, isn't it? Set the tips on these now. Tighten them up a little bit. Yeah, that's one done. Let's do the other one now. Now we're all set. So I've dropped the tips down a little bit, not got them in the high part of the rod rest there. I've got them lower down on the tripod. Just try and eliminate some of this wind. It's just a waiting game now. High tide, low tide, well, should I say high tide is 11:30. It's currently 9 o'clock. So I've been here about an hour and I haven't done really any fishing, so literally the rods have just gone out. Time lapse is nearly done. Which you're watching now, I love time lapses. Absolutely love them. So that's the case of seeing if we can get a fish. I hope it is. Conditions are bang on. Conditions really are bang on. We'll see. There's a chap just fishing at the side of us now. He's fishing. He was here last night. He has some Dover soles. The same peg, same area. So let's see what happens. So hopefully we will catch something, eh? Struth. Those rod tips are bouncing like a good one. I've got the lights on now. Now it feels like Blackpool. Got the lights on. Look at them. I mean, you don't think you can see it in the shot there, but Bobby Dazzlers. The lights are on. I prefer fishing at night time more than daytime. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I find daytime is a little bit too busy, too many people knocking about. But at night time, watching me like little Blackpool lights on the top of there, oh, now we're talking. We just need a fish now, but it doesn't matter if we catch or not. These videos are done for enjoyment, for me and for you if you enjoy watching them. Anyway, I've got a dad joke for you. Do you know when women get to a certain age and they start getting loads of cats and dogs, loads of them, it takes their life over. We all know the ones, don't we? Do you know what they call that? Menopause. Boom, boom. I'm going to whack this one's further out. I'm not going very far. And the reason why I'm not whacking it is because that gentleman's car's just at the side of me there. And I really don't want to take out his windscreen. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is going to send that out there, past, round and put that out like that. Woo, looking at that, at 70, 80 yards, it's not far out. My tip light's still on. My tip light's still on. Don't panic, Captain Mannering. Let's put my light on so I can see what I'm doing. See where I am. Yep, I'm happy with that. Whoa, wind, wind, wind. I'm happy with that. And my rod tips are getting a right batter in, so I can't even tell if I'm getting a bite, to be honest. Whoa. I'm not even joking, it's getting a bit silly. Oh, I was looking forward to this evening as well. That wind is picking up quite bad. And I nearly smashed my rods then. I would not have been happy about that. Where's that line going? Need to get them up higher. Make them up a little bit higher. That's better. Right. Oh. That's the end of that. I'll see you back in the workshop and we'll talk about rigs, because this was a waste of time. Yeah, me and the guy next door realised an hour and a half to go. It's already started coming over the seawall. That's crazy. We're not doing that. So I'll see you back and we'll talk about rigs. See you in a minute. Ta-roo. Well, that was a bit of a disaster, weren't it? My rods nearly went over. My leads were getting ripped out of the sand and started going down the Gynn wall, right the way down towards the next angler. it was impossible to fish. Now I went a little bit further along, back to Blackpool, where the sea comes over the wall, and with an hour and a half still to go, the people who were fishing there were absolutely soaked and they were packing away, so it would have been a really rough period. Now safety comes first. I've been swept off my feet by about 30 centimetres of water, and that nearly took me into the water myself. That was a couple of years ago, so I know full well how difficult it is to hold ground when the sea's coming in and it sweeps you along and takes you off your feet, especially on concrete. Now, luckily where I was fishing, it wasn't going to take me into the sea, but it just wasn't worth getting my car wet, me wet, everything wet, and ruining my camera as well. Now, as you've seen, the rod nearly went over, so I thought they're not doing that. Now, I don't know about yourself as well. Now, I've come back now, I've got changed the following day, and I'm just cleaning my tackle box up. Now, what I do, I don't throw anything away. I'm a bit of a magpie. I am a bit of a magpie. Every time I use some kit, any of the beads and that kind of thing, I save and I put it in a little box like that, and it's my go-to box instead of hunting through all my tackle box. And I've been thinking about this. When you do a short session, or even about 3 or 4 hours, you don't need to take a big rucksack with you or a big box. You just need a small rucksack on your back, your rods, a few bits and pieces, just to make the same rigs you're going to be fishing with today. On the day you're going fishing, should I say. Now, I've also been thinking about rigs. Now, I do like to use my pulley rigs, and there's remnants of my pulley rigs here from the last session, and that's what I'm talking about. They get all beaten up by the wind and rain, and they start rusting if you don't clean them down. Well, I cut the bits off there and reuse them again later on. Just saves a little bit of money. You know, you've got to be thrifty in this world. The cost of living's going up. It's not going down, it's going up. Now, I've been thinking about what kind of rig am I going to be using. Oh, give us a minute. I've got a muck on the hair now. What kind of rig am I going to be using coming up? I've been thinking this long and hard. Now, I do like the loop rig. I do enjoy using that. And it's a versatile rig, and it's good for distance casting. But I'm not going to be doing the distance casting. So I'm going to do a nice simple rig now that I didn't really think too much about until I went into a tackle shop. And this isn't a promotion, because I wanted one of these boxes here. This is from Hooker's Baits, not sponsored in any way whatsoever. And I got this because I thought, what am I going to be doing a lot of fishing with, and how am I going to be fishing in the next few months? And I'm going to be using a flapper rig. Not so much going fishing for the rays here, because you do get them on the worm and that kind of thing, but because of the nature of the coastline, it's quite a flat coastline with quicksand, soft sand, honeycombs, but rocks and that kind of thing. There's not a lot to worry about, so I'm just going to be fishing with this rig we're going to talk about now. And the reason why I got this is so I can put worm in here. When I pump some bait, I can keep my worm in here and it doesn't make a mess everywhere in my tackle box, but I can even carry it just like that as well. Nice and simple with my baits in there, with my rucksack, with my rods, and makes it nice and simple. Oh, you can't beat a drink of tea. Now, what we're going to be doing now, it's the URFE rig. Now, there's loads of different names for it, loads, and it's basically a flapper rig, which has a leg on the bottom, and if you're coarse fishing, it's like a long hook link on a helicopter rig. That's essentially what it is. It's an helicopter rig, but it's a long hook link, not a short one like 6 inches. And if you don't know about helicopter rigs, the URFE rig and the helicopter rig are very similar, so I will do a helicopter rig video at some point in the future. But for the meantime, I'm going to concentrate on the URFE rig. Now, it has got different names, and it's very diverse, this rig. So you can have long hook links, 1 hook, 2 hook, 3 hook. It depends what you want. It's down to what you require. Now, I'm going to do a 3 hook link. And the basic things you need for doing that, and comment below if you know the different names. It'd be really good. Oh, by the way, thanks for watching the video. Hit that bell icon down there for notifications, like and subscribe. It'd be nice if you did that. Let's tell you what the things we do need. Now, what we do need, first and foremost, is some hooks. Now, I like to use light Aberdeen type hooks, which are these here. There we go, like that. Very small, because I'm going for the flatfish, like plaice and things like that. Now, a lot of these plaice, believe it or not, They're quite predatory and they follow little beads and things like that. So I might put beads on, I might not, just depends. You can do whatever you want to do. That's why I say it's quite diverse. So we need hooks. I'm a big fan of fluorocarbon in my carp fishing for my hook links, and I don't know why I've not been doing it before, because maybe I just didn't think through it. I was just kind of lazy. You need some fluorocarbon. This is ASSO Super Fluorocarbon, which is there. Just touch on there so we can zoom in into it. There it is, the ASSO Fluorocarbon. I'm going to use that for the hook links. I use some bait stops. Now this stops the worm going further back up, and what I'll use with that as well is the like little disc, the glitter disc that you use for play. So I might even just put a bead. In fact, I'll just put a bead on it on this occasion. Now when I'm putting the beads and bits and pieces on, I'll actually use some of the beads from what I've saved from my old bits of kit. 50, that saves a fortune. I used to do it with my carp fishing as well. I used to like kind of save all the bits I needed and reuse them. And it's great. And you found when they were a little bit shiny when you got them first out of the packet, when you used them a few times, it took that glaze off and made it more camouflaged on the bottom. That was more coarse fish than anything. But on this, we're going to use some used bits and pieces as well. Now, I also like to attach fast clips on. Breakaway. There we go. I'll touch on this again so you can see it. So it can track. There we go. Breakaway speed clips. Fast clips are called. At £2.99 they are. And here's the URFE. This is an URFE Alta competition. Just like that. Again, so you can see it. I'll zoom in on that so you can see it. There we go. Now this is like a little steel piece which keeps everything rigid off the lead. And what makes it a little bit different from coarse fishing and sea fishing is that a lot of the rigs for coarse fishing you wouldn't use for sea fishing, should I say, the other way around. You wouldn't use sea fishing rigs for coarse rigs, because it's all about fish safety, and it should be for sea fishing really as well. But this is what an URFE is, and you won't use all this steel and stuff on a coarse lake, because everything on a fishing lake, coarse lake for freshwater, once the fish is gone, it needs to be able to disassemble itself when it's the line snapped. Well, a lot of stuff used for sea fishing, it's all still bolted together, because you're usually fishing for the plate, or if not for the plate for sport. If you wanted just to be really safe, you can still fish with a running lead, a couple of flappers behind it, so when you lose the fish, it stays in the water and it just doesn't stay attached to anything. This is the URFE. Now what you've got is oh, let's just make sure you can zoom in on that. Just tap it on there. There we go, that's the URFE. You see it, little swivel bead. This is a short boat one, and that's what I'm going to put together. Now I will make some of these myself and do a video on that when I've got a minute, when I've got the steel. So I'll buy some steel and I'll make some rigs up as well. Now the speed clip. Reason why we use a speed clip is we get to clip things on and off really easy. And I can take this backing off here and get into the clips. I'm going to put this clip and take these out of the packet here. And I'm going to clip this part down here, there, to this, like so. There we go, just like that. Okay, and that is where the lead's going to go. Let me get the lead for you. So I've got a lead here. I'm going to clip the lead on here, nice and simple. Move that around there. So that's what you're left with. So you have the lead, touch in there again, just so the camera can zoom in and zoom out. That's where the line's going to come off from there. So literally, and that part there goes to your main line or your shot leader. So it goes to your rod from where my fingers are waving here. That sits in the sand with the spikes, and from this point here, you have either 1 hook, 2 hooks, 3 hooks, or how many hooks you want, but generally 2 to 3. Right, I'm going to put on the other things I need now. Now, I don't like fishing really long hook lengths. I don't in the sea, I really don't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my kit bag here some T-swivels. Now these are my T-swivels. These are what I like to use, T-swivels, when I'm doing these kind of rigs, because I like things to rotate a bit. Now this could be done with a bead, a two-way bead. So the bead has got a bore going right the way through it in two directions, like that and like that. So your main line can go right the way through, and you can tie a knot on the other hook link going through like that, but it's a little bit complicated. So instead of doing all the complication, I have each part of it has a swivel on each end, a little swivel here going to the hook link as well, and we've got the same here as well like that. That's what we've got there, and that's what we do. So we're going to tie them together so you get an idea what we're doing. Now I'm going to use the main body of this, the rig body. Well, this is Powerflex, Ultimate Powerflex. This is Shot Leader. And the reason why I'm going to use that, I'm going to clean it up, is because I'm going to make sure the bottom part of my line is a lot less than the top part. Right, hook links. Now, I'm going to get out now the fluorocarbon, pop this out of the little container. Now I like these Esso, I've actually done something quite nice actually. They put the fluorocarbon in a little protective case like that, which is great. Because these things get damaged all the time, it's in your tackle box. Let the drink gets here, I think, oh, let's not go cold. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this. The first one, this part here, the bottom hook, I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to tie the hook on, blood knot again. Put the hooks there. Nice little simple hooks. Fine wire Aberdeen hooks. Just like that. Now first one on, this is the bottom hook. Nice and simple. I'm going to tighten down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Through and back in again. Wet it, pull it back. Okay, you got your tag end there. Always use these little nail clippers, they're fantastic bits of kit. Just cut that down, make sure it's tight, make sure you wet it before you pull it. And that's there. So that's going to be about 18 inches. Now, I'm going to put a little bead on. Just on there, on the top. Slide it down to the hook when I can find a hole. That's got a little bead on it. Like that. As you can see, a little bead on it. Ta-da! And then I'm also going to put on one of these. Open it up. Oh. Bait bands, just to stop it sliding back upwards. So when you got any worm on or anything like that, slide that on. What that does, use a bit of silicone rubber, just fold it over, just like that there. That just stops the worm sliding further up the line. Because what you do is you find when you put the worm on and I put a little slither of bait just on the hook bait tip there, like a little bit of squid, and it just keeps the worm in its place. So that then is going to be attached to the bottom of this swivel, the T-swivel. This is quite a posh one, this, to be fair. Don't need to be this posh, it's just me just to like these swivels. Quite expensive, but I do like them. Put that there. Tie that one off, wet it again. So that's 18 inches for the bottom. Now the second one, I only need 12 inches. I don't want this to be too long. I'll just cut that off. Put the fluorocarbon in there. So I want this one. Tied onto the swivel, 7 turns, round the line, back through the loop, tighten it, pull it up. There we go. Trim them off again. Now when I'm carp fishing, I actually like to use a little lighter just to trim them off. Well, I just leave a little bit of a tag on it. It makes no difference on sea fishing whatsoever. And now, only going to be about 12 inches on this. And the reason for that is I don't want that bait dangling down and hitting that bait down there. I want it just come so far down. So I'm going to cut that off now. Put a bead on. And the thing. So here's one of these little rubber things. I'll put on first because this is going up behind the hook. Slide one of these on first. Oh, it didn't go through. Put another one on. I'll put a yellow one on this time. Right, slide that on like that. Just pull that through. There we go. Slide that on. Again, we need the little bead on it as well. So what colour bead I'm going to put? I'm going to put a fluorescent one on this one above it. I have my beads slightly different colours. There we go. I'm just going to tie another hook on. Another Aberdeen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back through the loop. Oh, let's stick with my teeth. That's it, pull it. That's right, cut the tag off it again. So we're left with that and that. As you can see, one hangs down, because a little slight paternoster on the way I have that, you can see it. It's a nice little way of doing it. Okay, and that just slides down there. So that's 2 worms. Now, this one to the next one, I don't use the hook link material. I use this 60-pound body, rig body. Okay, so I put the rig body on here, 60-pound rig body, on the top part of that. Now, because it's thick as 60-pound, I only put 5 or 4 turns on that and pull it back. And then let it and pull it. Now, if you've got a rig tool or something, you can pull it really tight, but I just pull it all down and sit down there. Cut that off again. And now this part here, as you can see there, get the idea of it's going so far. Bottom, top, that little boom there just kicks it away, helps it a little bit. Then we've got the rig body. Just run your finger over the rig body, warm it up a bit. And then that's about 12 inches. Now, I like to have a long one, a shorter one, and the top one, I don't like to have it too long. So I'm going to tie this to the next part of this now, which is here. So I'm just put that on there, do about 4 or 5 turns. And the reason why you think I'm giggling a little bit is Debs was sat literally to the right hand side of me pulling a moonie. So Debs, come and show your face, because I don't believe. Come here. Was you pulling a moonie? Yeah, she was pulling a moonie behind at the side of the camera. There she is. Right, off you pop. Trying to put me off pulling moonies. Thanks, Debs. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. Right, now, that one there now, I'm going to cut that tag down a little bit more, but I have a little bit longer tag on the rig bodies, just a little bit. I know it catches weed from time to time, but I'm not fussed about it, as soon as it be secure. Now, the rig body then, on this one, I'll just do it about 3 foot, 2 to 3 foot, that's my preference. And this then goes on the top part, like so, and tie that off again. 4 turns is fine for that. Now the reason why we do that, I just like to have a little bit more weight on the rig body, just to pin it down. So I've got the clear rig body, I've got the fluorocarbon hook links, and it's going to be tied to the URFE in a second. Let's just cut this off. There we go. Back to the fluorocarbon again. Now I want about 8 inches on this, or 10 inches, as long as it's a little bit shorter than the other. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to put the fluorocarbon down there. the isofluorocarbon. I'm going to, on the T on here, I'm going to tie this line back on here. I did my 7 turn again, just locks it in place. Finger in, rotate it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put it back through the loop, hold it, just like that. Wet it, pull it tight. Yeah, click in then, and then I'll put on again. I'll put on one of my little rubber bait stops. It stops the bait going up. Now, even if you forget to put the bait stop on, if you got some silicone, just tie a piece of silicone over the line like a granny knot. And then what you can do then by doing that, you can stop the bait moving up and tighten it as a granny knot. So that's on there. Another little bead. Now you could put floating beads on because plaice are quite predatory. This is a black bead I'm putting on. Plaice are quite predatory, and a lot of the flatfish are, believe it or not. They eat off what they see or what they can hunt. So they will come off the bottom of the ocean floor and attack brightly coloured things above it, and if it sees the worm, it'll have the worm. Now I'm going to do the same with this one again. Tie it back on again. 7 turns, back through. Everything's the same. It doesn't fail, don't change it. And pull that tight again. There we go, nice and tight on the fluorocarbon. Now fluorocarbon is amazing water. What it does, it becomes very, very clear. You can still see it if you get light passing through the fluorocarbon. There's any debris on the fluorocarbon, you can still see it. But that's that. So what we've got now is flapper rig. So we've got one there, slightly shorter than the other one. So when they're coming down there, it doesn't tangle into the other part. Can you see there? See that? It doesn't tangle, it's short of that boom. The other boom's short of the one at the bottom, and it's all in line. And that just sits like that. Now this top part connects to the URFE. Now you can buy URFEs. What know how they're spelled? Spelled URFE. URFE. I call it an URFE. Tell me what you call it. Tie this on here. Now this is where you'll see in a minute, if you're a carp angler, you'll say, oh, it's very similar to a helicopter rig, but with more hooks. Now if you do carp fishing, please don't copy this rig and don't put it out, because it's not a rig you want to be using for coarse fishing. Sounds like a stupid statement to say that, but I kid you not. Sea fishing is different from coarse fishing. Things are changing slightly, but that's just the way it is. So this is now the shot leader. Yep, it goes back to the rod. There's a rig there, as it is. And then when it's in the air, flying around, you find that all of the baits rotate all the way around this. That's why that's there. So that rotates in the air, around that in the air, and when it lands, that then sets itself in the seabed. That goes up to your rod tips, is the indication, and the rest of this all lies and flaps around on the ocean bed as it stands there. Now, these little swivels I've got here, as you can see there, they're great. You can see them there because they've also, on the swivels and the way they're all set up, it becomes a boom, but these are luminous. So not only when it starts going darker, these little luminous beads attract the fish in as well. And there's a little luminous bead on that one. There's just a plain black one on the bottom there. And there's the bottom one. A little trinket on there as well. Right, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to put that behind my hand. So that's there like that. So there's the hook, there's that. So that will be, in all intents and purpose, my rig that we're using most of the time from a flatty rig. It's an URFE. Thank you for watching the video. Anything you want to comment about, loads of different ways of doing it, please comment below. Be as descriptive as possible so other people watching the video get a good understanding of how to do what they're doing. So thanks again for watching the video. Brilliant. I'll see you in the next one.